Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at Age of Wonders Planetfall. And this game is published by Arcane Wonders and is a 2 to 6 player game. In this game, you're going to be traveling through 7 different planets, and you're going to be trying to collect up to 2 different cards on each planet. You're going to try to do this in a way to gain points and also try to maybe create a little bit of an engine as the game goes by. Now this game here is based on a video game that I haven't played, so you might recognize some of the art on the cards as I go over the game itself. So without further ado, let's go ahead down to the table and I'm going to show you how to play Age of Wonders Planetfall. Alright, so this is Planetfall. In Planetfall, you're going to be traveling through 7 different planets. While traveling through the different planets, you're going to be gaining 2 cards, up to 2 cards really, and those are going to give you points and abilities throughout the game. You're going to continue on until you get to the 7th planet, and the person with the most points at the end of the 7th planet will win. Now this game here is based off of the Age of Wonders video games, which I've never played, and this is the Planetfall one of those series, I guess. So you'll see some of the art from the video game and stuff that you might recognize if you played the video game before, but I don't recognize any of this, again, because I haven't played it. But setup for the game is super easy. You're going to get these 7 different decks. You're going to tell they're different mainly because the color of the back's different, but also there's a number up here. So this is going to be the 7th planet you go to, 6th, 5th, 4th, and so on. You're going to shuffle all those up individually, and then you're going to set out this array of cards for the first planet. Now, if you're playing with 2 players, 2 to 3 players that is, you're going to set up about 4 on the top row, 3 in the middle row, and 2 in the bottom row. If you're playing for 4 to 5 players, it's going to be 5, 4, and 3. Then you're going to randomly select out of this fairly large deck here your end game goals. So there's a lot in here. So there's going to be a lot of variety in the game itself. And whenever you randomly select the one you want, you'll put it down on the board somewhere where everyone can see it. And that we'll put it up here. All right. And that will be the end game scoring for the game. Then, and I have set this, by the way, up for a 2 to 3 player game. And then each player is going to select their character. Now there's 2 sides to each of these characters. There's a B and there's an A with slightly more advanced settings on the B side. Like, for example, this guy right here, you notice on the A side, they'll have the same number, but if you flip to the B side, this guy can only go up to 4 experience and has a pretty powerful ability. So pick whether people are going to be doing the A or B side, or you let people do mixed, but whatever. Once you've picked the one you want, you're going to go ahead and put that out. So we'll say the opponent took this one. All right. So you'll put the rest in the box, and there's 6 different ones of these to play in the game. Finally, for each of these players, you're going to get the ship that's listed on there. So in this case, it's this little bug right here. You're going to get the 4 cubes in their color. You'll put one on the 0 space for the points. You'll put one where it belongs on the experience track, one where it's bolded here in the strength track, and one where in the energy track. Now this guy's going to get this, I believe it's, yeah, this little shippy thing here. And then you'll get that player's 4 cubes. You'll put it on the 0. This one has 2 experience, 4 strength, and 4 energy. And this one has the ability of each time you get one of these red fighting like soldier cards things, you're going to gain 2 energy. So that's really cool. And this guy right here says once per round before taking your turn, you may swap your stats in your fighting or energy tracks. If you do, gain 1 experience. The fighting stat will still cannot exceed 14. So you can go up to 18 energy, but if you swap them, it's going to drop down to 14. So keep that in mind, but that's a cool way of sort of like getting experience. Then you're going to take a look at this little tiny number on here. I'll show you a different board here. Actually, these were off the board here. off the table here, so I'll show you the experience on this one. So the experience would have been 0. Here's the little bold thing for 7, and here's a little bold for 3. You're going to take a look at the little number. So if you any one of these heroes is going to have a little number on here, that's their initiative. The lowest initiative, and that's the only time you're actually going to care about it. So this one's a 5 and this one's a 2. So lowest initiative will go first, and then second. After that, it's not going to matter. I'll show you why. But we're going to go ahead and start transversing through these planets. Now, these are the cards that you can draft, and there's going to be 2 of them. Well, not sort of a draft. And you can only get up to 2. Now, you can pick anything from the top, middle, or bottom row. The cost is going to be listed based on its row. So this is row 3. This one's going to look for 1 experience and 2 fighting. Now, see if they're getting in focus here. I'm sorry. Now, if you don't have the if you don't have the experience, you can pay 1 extra fighting. So this could be 3 fighting. But if you have the experience, it only costs 2 fighting in the 3rd row. But if this was in the 1st row, this would be 2 experience and 3 fighting. This card right here is going to be how much energy is in the row. This was in the 2nd row, so this can be -3 energy, so you'll spend that. And then you got a weird card like this. We're going to explain what these cards do in a second, but you got a weird card like this. This one actually adds to your energy. So if you pick this top part, if it's in level 1, 2 energy, it's in level 2 right now, 3 energy, and so on. All right, so there's 3 main type of cards to be aware of, well, 4, but the big thing is there's like these cards right here. So if I pay for this card, I get the card, and I get the reward down on the bottom. So this one I get 4 points and 1 energy. If I win this one, which is a little different, you'll notice these have these little symbols up here. These can work in pairs, and this will tell you when this thing's available to get your bonus for. So for every 2, so I have 1, I'll get 2 points. If I get a second one, I'll get an additional 2 for this and an additional 2 for the other one. So that can be up to 8 points. That's how that guy works. This guy here is a little different. These ones here don't cost anything to pick up. They give you stuff. With this one, you can pick to gain the reward up top, or flip this over, and at the start of every single one of your turns, you're going to get 8 energy instead, which is pretty cool. Then you have cards like this and this that'll give you, like this is going to give you a cool ability. Once per round, before taking your turn, you may reveal the topmost card of the current planet deck and place it leftmost within level 3. So that one's pretty cool. This one here sort of gives a passive ability that happens all the time. This one has all fighting cards cost you 1 less. Now there are going to be all sorts of different abilities on all those, but those are generally the different types of cards. The other things that are available on here are going to be these operation sections. Now these operation sections, if you go to them, you're not going to get a card, but you're going to get operation points. And you can use those operation points to gain things. Now you can gain points with the operation points. It's a 1-to-1, but it's equal to the planet level you're at right now. So I'm at planet 1, so I can only get up to 1 point. However, I can trade those in 1-to-1 for fighting, but I could trade them also in for 2-to-1 for experience. And the lower you go, the more points you get. And the reason why that happens is because when we resolve these cards people pick, it goes left to right, top to bottom. So that will pick the new order. So if you're up on here, you're going to be up first. So if you're down here, you're going to be the last to pick. Now, what does a player's turn look like? They're very simple. The player's going to go through these cards and pick one. So if I'm this green player and I can swap my energy and fighting, I might want to have a way, potentially, to gain more energy and keep that up so I can swap it to fighting when I need. So I might go there and start off early and get some energy throughout the game. Now this player here says that each time I get one of these type of cards, I am going to gain some energy, and that's really good. So I probably actually want to pick before the other player, so I will go here. I do have 2 experience, so I'll get the discount, but it's going to cost me 3 fighting to get this card. So now that everyone's picked, you're going to go and turn left to right, top to bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and get my card. I have to pay the cost here. In this case, I have 2 experience, so I'm good with that. And I need 3 fighting. I'm going to put this guy up here so you can see him a little better. So I'll put him up here, and I'll put him over here. Okay, cool. Yeah, 2 experience. So you can see that I have, we're going to move this whole thing, hold on. All right, so you can see here that this player has the 2 experience, so I need to pay the 3 fighting. So I'll pay the 3 fighting, which will put me down to 1, and I get this card. This card is going to give me 2 experience, so I'll go up 2 experience. It's going to give me 2 energy, which is really cool, so now I'm at 6, and it's going to give me 1 experience. Now I also gain 2 energy for picking up a fighting card. All right. Now this guy here is going to simply pick up this card. I'm not going to get the bonus here. I'm going to take this for its constant bonus, which is going to give me 1 energy in future turns. This guy would have gone here. This guy would have gone here. We don't refresh the planet phase, and we go again. That's that simple. This player is going to go, wow, well, I have 3 experience now. Don't have enough fighting. What can I do to fix that? Well, you know what? I have a ton of energy, and paying less for fighting cards in the future is really good. And we're going to be like, hey, you know what? We're going to double down on the energy thing for now. I know I can get lots of points. That might not be the best idea, but we're going to do that. All right, so we're going to resolve the cards left to right, top to bottom. This card's going to go first. Now, I gained 1 energy from my current card. Now I have another one that's going to give me, so I'm going to get 2 energy per turn. And I go up here. This character is going to go. They need to pay 3 energy because it was a level 2, which puts me down to 4. And now all of the fighting cards cost me 1 less, plus I got 2 experience for that. All right. Now, what happens now? So now we're going to transition into the new planet. So we're going to simply just discard these cards. All right. And as you notice, there's going to be cards left over. So there's going to be a variety of cards that you probably won't see in the game, in each different game. So keep that in mind, which helps with the replayability in here. All right. So 4 on the top row, 3 in the middle row, and 2 on the bottom row. All right, so this planet is set up. Now, we look at the initiative. The green one's going first, so they get to go first. They're going to just keep repeating this. They're going to go through and pick their card. I'm going to get a lot of energy now, so I'm going to have tons of energy, but what do I want to do with this energy? Maybe I want to gain 2 fighting during each income phase. That would be really, really cool. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to end up spending my 4 energy on that card. This player is going to go, I really need fighting now. I did spend a bunch, and there's a bunch on here that will take my energy away and give me some fighting, because I think I'm going that route. So I'm going to go ahead here. All right, so left to right, top to bottom. This character gets to go. This was level 1, so this one is going to cost me 1 energy. But I get 3 experience, 3 points, I mean, and I get 2 fighting, which is really nice. Now I can look at the other cards in there. And it says, each time I resolve one of these green cards, you gain 2, so this is operations. Each time I resolve, I get 2 more operational points. And an additional, I can change the operational points into energy, which is really, really cool. So now I have a new ability. That's cool. I'll go up here. Then this guy will resolve. It's the bottom row, so they're going to lose 3 energy. But I gained 2 energy. And it says gain 2 fighting during each income phase. So now I'm doing really good. I'm going to gain 2 energy and 2 fighting. And this goes here. So that's it. We're going to continue on doing this until we visit all the planets. Things to keep in mind in this game is, again, those pairs. So if you, I don't have one out, but if you get one of those buildings I showed you, they can really add up over the different rounds. This is the end game bonuses that everyone has available globally. So I can gain 2 points for each of these type of cards outside of your pairs of identical same type of cards. Blue cards. Gain 4 points for each set of 4 cards of different types. That's really cool. And gain 1 for each of the 2 energy levels you have. And like I said, these global objectives will change each game as you randomize and put them out, and there's a nice little stack of those there. But that's it. That's the game. We're going to continue on this until we get to the end of the 7th planet. And you can have up to 14 points. It is possible that you will be using these operational areas because you ran out of things, either fighting or energy to spend on cards, and there's no cards there you can afford. And those aren't so bad. But anyway, let's go ahead back up the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on Planetfall. Alright, so I really like this Age of Wonder Planetfall game. The rule set's very simple. Although I keep forgetting that to gain income before you start placing out your plant or your little ships there, which is an extremely important part of the game. So try to memorize the order that those are done. So you do your income, then you're going to place out your ships, and then you're going to retrieve your cards and pay for them. So try to do that in order. I keep forgetting to do the income part. But anyway, this game here is a very simple game, as you saw. Component quality is great for the game. Really think the card quality is great, which is great because that's the main part of the game. And I do think that overall, this game is a very easy game to teach. You can teach this game in a couple minutes and get going. And what's cool is that nothing really jumps out and changes your thought process through the 7 planets. They just get better as the planets go by. So you get more points, more rewards, more powerful abilities, really cool stuff. So what's cool is you teach the game and then you get to enjoy that like sort of explosive acceleration through those different planets and have those fun turns where like, oh, but I get a discount on this, I get this energy here. Really fun. Really like this game. And I really think this has a high amount of replayability. I think I will be playing this game a lot, especially since it plays so quickly. It works with our lunch times at work. So this game here, where each of the planets, you're never going to see all the cards. There's a slight possibility with the full player count and one of the techs that you might be able to get. No, you still can't. You won't be able to see every card in this game. So there are going to be cards that don't come out. So that's one part of the replayability. But then the bonus goals, there's a giant stack of those bonus goals that you're going to go through each game. So those will be different. You also have the 6 different players that are all asymmetric. And there's a side A and a side B to those. So you can play an advanced game, a regular game. There's just a lot of replayability in this little box, which is one of the reasons I love the publisher Arcane Wonders, because they bring out these games that are super easy to teach but have a lot of fun to them. So that's my thoughts basically on this one. If you're looking for a light game that has a whole lot of replayability that will fit and be easy to teach with whether they're gamers or non-gamers and they'll both enjoy it, I highly recommend checking out Age of Wonders Planetfall. And that's my thoughts on it. Thank you for watching.